Good morning, everyone. This is Jeff from the Cyber Pro podcast, back with another episode. Today, we have a very interesting guest who's going to tell us a little bit about consumer identity and access management. And with that, because hackers never sleep, let's jump in. Good morning, Balu. In a few sentences, can you please tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Good morning. Thanks, Jeff, for the opportunity. I am Balu Arumugam. I lead consumer identity and access management for Mars. It's one of the greatest contribution from the information security to the larger business. I lead all aspects of this function. We have a team of 60, shared team of 60 plus resources, internal, external resources.
Wonderful. Question number 2, can you share with us some of the more fascinating aspects of life at work these days during these, shall we say, unprecedented times?
Yeah, I think the one word that will actually describe for, I think, cyber security or even IT is speed. I think with pandemic kicking in, I think the speed at which we had to deliver a lot of the changes to existing applications are bringing in new applications that are more focused on consumers. I think that's one, I'm sure that's a constant thing in the industry today. So, and especially when it comes to being in security, we had to sort of quickly adopt and ensure that the business is able to remotely function and function at pace or even higher speed, right, to be able to sort of deliver value. And I think the consumer identity and access management that I started mid last year is one of the ones that actually is helping to go faster for consumer facing transformation programs.
Yeah. You touched on 2 very interesting words that lead us into question number 3, which are speed and security. So we hear from other industry leaders like yourself that cybersecurity and company security has gotten much faster, much quickly. What insights, what insights would you like to share? What does that mean to you when you hear those words?
Yeah, so I think if we understand the security goals. And I think what happens is sometimes we don't get the right kind of security. Let's say it has to be a fit for purpose, right? I mean, so it has to be aligned to the business goals. It has to be aligned to the security risk the organization is facing. And then we are not here to eliminate risk. So it is basically managing it at an appropriate level, right? So I think understanding that that's really crucial, and then applying that in everyday life, right? To sort of, be it enabling a team with going live with an application or securing some parts of the organization. I think applying that fit for purpose is really crucial.
Yeah, very well put. And I think that ties the 4th question in very well together when you add both of those. You've got the security side of the house, which you obviously have quite a bit of experience on, and then starting a new area within the consumer identity and access management. So when you put those 2 together, what insights or advice would you like to share about that to our community?
Sure. So I think I'll sort of start on the same. So I think building that strategy. So I think a clear strategy, right? Looking at the top 10 risks of the organization and looking at the risk appetite of the organization and really understanding what's that foundation looks like in terms of securing the organization. And then also really understanding what's the business growth aspects, right? So I think many a times the cybersecurity leaders are business leaders, who understand what business is trying to do, right, to stay relevant in the industry and grow, and really understand how that's being done and being able to sort of apply, advise the business to build a clear, security strategy and come up with a prioritized roadmap. They're always tough to do in the cybersecurity space. How would you put it? Like, here are the 10 things we should do on year one. Here are the 15 things we should do on year two. So there are frameworks. I use defense in depth framework and really looking at the defense layered defenses of the organization and prioritize using that, saying, hey, you know what? There are some areas where we have 3 layers of defenses, and the other areas they're not even a first layers of defense, right? So I think being able to come up with that prioritized roadmap is crucial. And the second thing is like culture change. So I think that actually leaves the lasting impact of the organization. So it's a secure, aware culture with the leaders and downwards across the organization, building that secure, aware culture. So that's, I think, crucial. And the third thing is basically developing the cybersecurity team, right? I mean, this is a time of great stress for the team because of speed and a lot of work and so challenges in general, right? So and basically engaging the team and having that developing that team to be rooted in a common purpose, right? That's protecting and growing the business, right? So that I think is crucial. And also going outside of that to identify opportunities to help the business, because otherwise they don't really know what we are doing within security. All they know is, oh, you guys are securing and going after some, fixing some malware, whatever, right? So, but I think really coming out of that to sort of identify larger problems as well, and then contribute and participate in the larger digital transformation or business transformation, right? So that's how I ended up with consumer identity and access management. That's I identified as an opportunity like 2 years ago, and then been working with the leaders to build the business case and work with the business leaders to kind of gain access and then finally got the funding last year to actually go and build it. So I think, and also it's a technology, right? It's not just a piece of technology that we deploy and kind of applying a more of a service-oriented approach, right? So I think sometimes in cybersecurity we don't get that, right? We have a lot of tools that we throw tools at problems, right? But then that's the service part of it is key, right? Especially with organizations of this size and scale, being able to sort of address that, really having a service-oriented approach, right? So that I think that goes a long way in ensuring the initial success as well as maintaining that success. And the third thing there is also measuring value, right? I mean, so I think in general, IT or security programs, right? So measuring value is a key thing, right? So kind of tracking that, measuring it, and then basically telling that story to the larger organizations. Hey, this is kind of how the consumer identity and access management program is actually adding value, right? So, for example, cutting down 2 weeks of development for each of the projects that go on the landscape. That's a huge win. So like 2 weeks of development effort back on the pocket for each business team or each application team is a huge win, right? So, and also there are other benefits with this is like ensuring a consistent consumer experience. So in today's world, you're not selling products or services, it's selling experience. So how can we ensure and how can we support on the security side, how can we support in enabling the business to have that consistent experience? So that's also one of the major win for consumer identity and access management. So the last piece is basically measuring success, the measuring value, and telling that story to the leaders.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, you know what, I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to have to come back for a part 2 and part 3 because there's a lot of very interesting topics. But unfortunately, we're actually out of time for this first one. I look forward to bringing you back, Balu, and doing a deeper dive on some of the things you really kept a high level on. So on that, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you, everyone, for coming and seeing a new episode of the Cyber Pro podcast. As you know, we post 2 or 3 episodes every week, and we look forward to bringing you back. Thanks so much. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you all.